In this module, we'll learn about customization, customizing your home screen with folders, super handy, how to take a screenshot, and personalizing your wallpaper. Now you can really personalize your iPad by creating folders to move apps into. For example, if you play games, it'd be super easy to create a folder called Games, and then you move all the games into that folder. Talk about getting organized. First, let me show you how to move icons around. So what you do is press and hold any icon until they start to shake. Then you can drag it over to wherever you like. And at any time, if that's all you're going to do, all you do is click the home button to make that move stay. You can also drag the item over to another page. Or my favorite, if you use something a lot, you move it to the home row. So tap and hold until it shakes, drag it down to the home row, and you actually, for iPad users, if it's in landscape mode, you actually can have up to 6 items in that home row. You have to know though that you can't edit a folder if you had created a folder, we'll show you that next, while it's in the home row. You have to move it up, back up into the main screen, and then you can edit it. So remember, to stop it from shaking or to make that move stick, all you do is click the home button once. Okay, the moment you've all been waiting for, how to create folders. So this is going to make you super organized, where you can lump icons and apps together in one folder that makes sense to you. So what you do is press and hold, and you drag the icon into another icon. Okay, so you do have to have 2 icons or 2 apps that are going to make the folder, create that folder. Then you drag them into each other, and Apple will put the title that it thinks is appropriate. Of course, you can change that by just over-typing, for example, this word photography, or by clicking the X and then starting to type whatever you want to call that folder. If you want to get rid of the folder at any point, just drag the icons out, and then the folder will just vanish. I get asked this all the time, so it's worth mentioning. How to delete an app. Let's say you went app happy and you're downloading a bunch of apps and you don't want to have it anymore, either just to declutter or because maybe you need a little bit more room in your memory of your device. So what you do is you can hold on to the icon until it shakes again. There's that shaking thing again. And you can only delete apps that have a little X on the left-hand top side of that icon. If you see an app that you're trying to get rid of, or an icon, but you don't see the X, it's because it's an Apple default app, and guess what? They don't let you delete those. So no problem, but you have to leave it on there. And if you did pay for an app and you accidentally deleted it, or you deleted it and a couple months later you actually want to get it again, you can always re-download it. You just go to the App Store, you go to the Purchase tab, and you'll see the list of paid apps and unpaid apps. So no problem, you can always get your info back. Did you know that you can take a picture of whatever image is on your iPad? So if you want to take a picture, sometimes for troubleshooting, someone says, you don't know you're getting something, you see something, you don't know how to fix it or what it's supposed to do. All you do is hold the lock on-off switch and the home button at the same time, and you'll see it flash quickly. So that might be one reason. I take a lot of images, obviously, for training, so it's super handy. But here's another tip for you. I will talk about FaceTime later, but we do a lot of personal FaceTiming with I have a small niece and nephew that live far away. I don't get to see them very often, and so they FaceTime me and they're doing something cute and I want to remember that or put it in a photo album. I take that image of them. So that's pretty handy. So just another way why you might want to use screenshots. Where do your screenshots go? One way to find it is by going to the home screen, and one way to get to the home screen is to double tap the home button, swipe to the right to get to the home screen, and tap on it to bring it up. Now remember in Module 1 I showed you how to do a search? This is what we're going to do. We're going to search for photos. So I pull down the search and I enter photo, and then I tap on the Photos app, and here is all the different photos. Now the most recent is down at the bottom. Now you know where your photos are. So go to Settings, then Wallpaper and Brightness, and then click on Choose Your Wallpaper. Now it gets interesting. The next slide will go through using Apple's wallpapers or selecting your own favorite of your kids or your dogs or whatever. So if you choose Dynamic Wallpaper, it's actually 3D wallpaper. Okay? It's an animated wallpaper and it responds to your device's movement. Now you have to choose it, look at it, see if you like it. I personally don't really like it, but there is a way that you can actually change the settings if you find it a little bit nauseating, having the background move along with you. And what you do for that is you go back to Settings, General, Accessibility, Reduce Motion on, so it won't move around quite as much. Some people like it, some people don't. You can try it out and see if that's your thing. The other option on wallpaper is Apple's Stills. So if you click on Stills, then you get all these beautiful images that you can choose from Apple. The last option is to choose your own photos for your wallpaper. So you'll see on here that it says camera roll, and you'll also see that in this particular example it shows photo stream and some other folders. I'll show you in a later module how to get that, but everybody should see camera roll. And what the camera roll is photos that you've actually taken with your iPad. Once you pick dynamic, stills, or your own photo, then you have to decide if you want the image to set on the lock screen, on the home screen, or on both. Pick your poison and you're off to the races to have a personalized iPad.